Welcome back, everybody. T-shirt booth here for video number 3 of So You Want to Make a Boggle Game. So in the last video, I told you go and edit all the what spot am I numbers. So you should have went all the way to 25. We're just going to do a quick check, and we're going to just quickly turn this display text off. And we're going to add another display text, and we're going to tell it to display self, what spot am I, and I'm going to hit preview. So we just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I did it perfectly. If you have made a mistake, just go back and fix the ones that you made a mistake on. And when you're done, you should have 1 to 25 just exactly like I do here. I'm going to go back. Now I'm just going to delete that display text and turn this one back on. We're going to go into attributes, game for game attributes, and we're going to create 3 attributes. The first one is going to be an index attribute because it's just going to be a number, and the second 2 will be real attributes because they will have decimal points in them. I'm going to call the first one selected spot number, and for the second one it's going to be selected X and selected Y. And that's just so we can keep track of which one is selected at any given time, so we can verify that the next one they touch afterwards is connected to the first one they touched. So those are the 3 values we'll need there. Now I'm going to go back into the letter, and I like to name things here, so we're going to call this scramble letters when start is true. So now I can shrink that and I'll always know what it is. And this is just display what letter am I. And I'm going to put this in a group called hide. Just because I probably won't need to touch that stuff. Gives me some more room here. So we're going to put a rule here, and we're going to say when mouse button is up. Now we may change that later. Just for now, it's going to be when mouse button is up. We're going to change attribute, and we're going to create an attribute here. I'm going to hit plus, and I'm going to do a real attribute. And we'll call this distance from spot. And it's going to go change attribute self distance from spot to magnitude here. And a backspace to the first open bracket. And we're going to go self position X minus, and we'll go back over to game, selected X, comma, and I'm going to go self position Y minus game, selected Y, bracket. So it should look just like that. It's magnitude, bracket, self-position X minus self-selected X, comma, self-position Y minus game selected Y, bracket. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and add another attribute to our self attributes, and it's going to be a Boolean attribute, and we're going to call it used. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to title this here set distance, shrink that, and we're going to create another rule, and we're going to say when when touch is pressed and attribute self used is false, we're going to change attribute, and we're probably going to add some stuff up here still, but we'll do one step at a time here. We're going to change attribute game, what selected spot number to self, what spot am I? Then we're going to do another change attribute, and we're going to change game selected X to self position X. And then we'll do another change attribute, game selected Y to self position Y. So every time you select one of these actors, it's going to change all this information. So that way, when you select the next attribute, we'll be able to tell. The next actor, we're going to be able to tell if it is adjacent to the first actor. So that way, you can't select one corner and then go all the way up to the other side and select the other corner. Because Boggle, they all need to be adjoined and they all need to be unused, and that's why we have the used in here. So we won't allow them to be used twice. For this one, we're going to want to know if it's the first actor that's clicked or not. So we have up here when touch is pressed and used is false. We're also going to add in here attribute game selected spot equals 0. So that way we know, because if it's the second one selected, this wouldn't equal 0 anymore. It's actually going to equal whatever spot that we did select first. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do another change attribute, and we're actually going to change self used to true. So that way this actor can't be used again until the words are done. I guess then we'll throw in here a change attribute, self color alpha to 0.5. No, instead of doing that, I'm going to take that self color off and put it up here, and I'm going to wrap it in a. Should I wrap it in a rule? Yes, I'm going to wrap it in a rule, and I'm going to say if self used is true, 0.5. Otherwise, change it to 1. This way, when we reset all the letters back to unused, we don't have to make a rule again that sets it alpha back to 1. It's automatically going to do it. So sets alpha when used. And we probably won't need this again, so I'm going to drag it up into the hide area and then shrink it. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and press preview here, and I can select something. There we go. But I can't select any more here because we only have it checking for if it's the first one. So that was the first one, and it selects. Let's hit refresh here. Select another first one. It works fine. So I'm going to go back, and what we're going to do is we're going to copy this rule here. I'm going to select it and press the Option button and drag down and copy it. So I'm going to shrink the first one. And now we're going to say if it does not equal 0. And then we're going to add one more thing here. And we're going to say if attribute self distance from is less than, and I think a good number, let's see here, it's 50 by 50. So yeah, let's try less than 100. I think that would be fine. And that's basically just going to make sure, I'm going to preview here. So it's just basically going to check to make sure that the distance of the next one you touch is less than 100, because these ones over here are going to be greater than 100, so you won't be able to select those. So basically we're just trying to find a distance that's good for the ones adjacent to the last selected actor, and I think 100 is going to be good. I'm going to go ahead and press preview. Let's see here. So I select this one. I should be able to select this one. There we go. If I go over here, you'll see I can't select any of these. But I can select this one because it's adjacent. And I go back, I can't select that one. I can't select this one or this one, but I can select this one. So that's perfect for what we want. We're going to hit back, and we're going to go ahead and say File, Save As, and I'll call this 1.4, hit Save. And that's it for this video. I will see you guys in video 4. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are having a good time. And remember, post some questions. I'll answer them. And we'll continue on. I'll see you guys soon.